Alexa, off. How's it going, people? We'll do some weeklies, I think, then hopefully we'll get a cascade if it comes up. See how we get on. Toying around with this sight QSR build and the sight Kuva Sobek. Pretty nutty with that electric damage. That AoE is pretty crazy. Still don't think it's as good as Sarin, but it's pretty good. So let's see what we've got in the calendar this week. Anything worthwhile doing? A lot of times it isn't, to be honest. Trash. Oh, multi booster, I'm needing that. It's pretty good. What we got here? Oh, another one, 6 days, perfect. Take them up to maybe when Barrow's here. Riven, that's definitely worth doing. Definitely get that calendar done this week. Infinity's not bad. So we've got not bad week calendars this week. Pretty good. So 200 tech rock with abilities. So the best way to do this, in my humble opinion, is take somebody with an exalted. So who's a good choice? Excalibur. Because Excalibur's AoE is unmatched, really. You know, you might not have the best. Well, I say you might not have the best damage. You might not have the best critical damage and upfront damage, but when you're talking about status effects and electric procs going everywhere, I think Excalibur might be the best. So let's take this. What do we put on here? We could put another dexterity on here, so we don't need Deadhead. Let's take Epitaph. This is the prime Excalibur build, movement speed. And if you take probably this dog here with Volatile Parasite and Infectious Bite, and you got Mecha Overdrive here, so that's one Mecha mod, and you got two Mecha mods. That's not too bad. You don't have Mecha mods in Excalibur because you really can't fit them. I suppose if you wanted to, you could put a Mecha mod there, but I don't think there'll be much need. I think this is the best way to run Excalibur, definitely, because we've got no Equilibrium here, so we'll make up for it with Arcane Energize. Plenty status chance here. Look at this status chance, 728%. That's just going to put electric across the whole room effortlessly. We've got Chromatic Blade there. I think it's time to change that. That's our point though, because we can fit everything in. Furious Javelin, Chromatic Blade. This is your best way to run Excalibur for sure. You're going to get shields back enough. With shields back enough here. Fortifier passively. Crazy status chance in the dog. Or if you want extra survivability, let's do that just to showcase it. We'll take this here with all these status effects in the Hound. Then what else we got here? We have the Hound who will proc secondary Fortifier for us. So we can swap this out now, we don't need that. We could take this for emergencies, we'll take Liberal Tears. And this is probably the best Excalibur build you can do. Let's change this Falcon. What we'll give him. We've got all the Excalibur skins that look good. That one's quite nice. Might buy that soon. Prisma's nice too. Let's give him the Zato skin. Let's give him some crazy looking setup. So, what is it? The right arm? No, left arm. Left arm, we put on the cool Excalibur little shoulder thing. Right arm, what can we put on here to make it a little bit more wacky? This is just a ridiculous arm piece. Look at that. Nobody wants that. It's not bad. I want another big bulky crazy one though. Bet we don't have another crazy one though. No, annoyingly that you only get one. So you can put that on him. I wanted the crazy Varuna one on both sides. It's annoying that we don't get that. Looks not too bad. That looks ridiculous. We're probably best to just put on the Umbra one, let's face it. It looks the best, does it? Yeah, the Umbra one. Right. Chest piece. It looks stupid with a chest piece. Umbra leg armor. Pretty stupid looking too. I'm gonna drop that. Electric. Signal. What signal we'll give him? We'll give him the nice new bobbin one. It looks pretty cool. How would that look? We'll go in the bobbin one. Let's see how this looks. Change this head. Change these colours because this fashion's horrible. Look at it. So we want blue electric on him. Keep it up for melee influence. Want black there, which doesn't look nice, but what can you do? How's it going, Baron Daigo? Let's see what you're saying in the comment. I can't really see it fully yet. Here we go, let's have a look here. Give it 2 seconds, buddy. Oh, your fashion, who are you doing? Who are you changing up a bit? See, I've got every skin in Excalibur apart from these two. But, you know, I tend to just use the same ones because some of them look so good. You know, this one here with this, and, you know, any sort of helmet looks really good. Like, that helmet looks great. Oh, these colours are pretty horrible because we've got that red going on. But if we change this here, this accents, and make it quite neutral, look at this. This is such a great skin. You can put the prime details on too, and he looks excellent. I wish we could remove that stupid scarf though. Sometimes it doesn't look good with what you're trying to go for. You know, all these different helmets. Like, if you put this helmet on any of the skins, he looks pretty cool. Look at that. And then you got this battle worn one. That looks really cool too, I think. So Excalibur's got some great fashion. That one's pretty nice too. The Dex helmet. The Dex helmet for free is such a nice helmet. So make sure you grab that this year when it comes up again. That one's pretty nice. It looks pretty good with the headpiece. We'll put that one on. There's so many good skins for Excalibur. We've got the Blade of the Lotus, we've got the Apex one, the Dex one. You know, that's a free skin in Timeless. Look at it. The Grax one, nice. Proto skin's pretty cool as well. I just wish this silver, you know, you can never really change the colour of that silver, which can be quite annoying. The Zato skin we were just on, look at that, Timeless. Prisma skin I don't have yet. Even the normal Excalibur skin, look at it, it's great. But I think we'll go with what we'll go with. The Kaduto skin, I just can't get enough of that one. Look how great it is. So we'll do this, then we'll go do the weeklies. I'll show you the quickest way to do the weeklies, because if you go into your weeklies and you use an exalted frame, all that kills are classed as melee kills and ability kills. And a lot of the times the calendar wants you to do melee kills and ability kills, or, you know, get 100 melee kills on the, what they're called, the infected people, or 100 melee kills on the Skuldra, and then, you know, you come out and it says get 100 ability kills. So if you use an exalted, it counts as both melee and ability kills, so you can quickly get through all of it very, very nicely. So we'll give them a bit of black and gold. See, these bits that stay silver, that's a bit annoying. I wish we could change that bits that stay silver. Get another colour. That's quite nice. Make this grey maybe there. You can probably see with all the fashion I use, it's black, grey and red. A mixture of them all. Not a very adventurous man when it comes to fashion. The little gold touches are nice though. Get that backpack off and it'll look a lot better. Excalibur is a frame that looks great without any Cyandanas on him. What other cool backs have we got here? See the deck skin, look at that, the deck skin's a cracker for something being free. Even the normal Umbra skin's great. Blades of Lotus, really nice. Caduto, really, really nice. So, we'll go with Blade of Lotus, let's change it up a bit. Black. It's all black, see what colours we can change. All black, get this to, let's see, how about a nice blue? Quite a, no, it's a horrible fake looking blue like that. That's quite a good blue, look at that. Bit of grey there. That won't keep that black. And then let's put that black. And then if we go in the prime details, how's that look? Not too bad, but we'll lose the cool back of it, that's the problem. I want to lose that scarf and not have to keep it on. Helmet wise, let's see what we can put on him. Duo helmet's so good, look at it. The Dex helmet's great, the Exaltation helmet's great too. A lot of good helmets for Excal. Ion helmet, nice. I think we'll go with, let's go Deck. Attachments, it's copy colours. Look at that, that little thing from Bobbin's quite nice in his head, is it? Change these colours too, a bit of blue. Since we need to, unfortunately, make that coloured that way to make influence stay that colour. See, what's a good arm piece for Excalibur? Some of these arm pieces, I wish we could adjust the movement, you know, like we can adjust the movement of the things on their heads. I wish we could actually adjust the movement and position of these things. Now, the Geyer parts look great in him because we're always going to be playing him as a melee influence frame. So putting these in Excal really suit him. Change that to silver, look at that, looking pretty mean. Leg pieces. These can look good in him, look at that, quite sharp, menacing looking. Also, where is it? These are great because these are in a different position unlike a lot of leg parts. So these can, you know, not look stupid like the bottom of some of these fashion sets can look. They look quite stupid at the bottom, can they? Put that on there. I'm going to keep that silver. Put this blue. That's looking quite good, I'd say. Dark blue, maybe. Yeah, like that. But I think that's quite decent. Auxiliary. We don't want any kawaii ears in them. Nope. Lob insignia. Vengeful ephemera. Now, this is the problem. Cyandana. You want to keep these cool back bits and show it to everybody, do you? So what could we put on here? We could add that because that's not taken away from that. Add that, that's not taken away. That looks stupid because it covers everything up. Covers everything up. Okay, we can kind of see through it, which is quite nice. Something like that, maybe. That. Like a backpack. Yeah, I like this one too, so we could maybe add that because it doesn't fully take away from it. This looks not bad too. It's quite cool. So that's nice because it kind of just blends in with the back, does it? And it looks like it's meant to be there. Let's go with something different like that. So this is a build. This doesn't matter. This is just passive shield gain here. This is going to shred all the way up to level cap very, very, very easily. This is just movement speed. Doesn't really matter. Take what you want. Radius is good for your movement speed. We've got this here. We've got that there and this here. That's all that really matters for. Solid Umbra Blade. The Warframe colours. There we go. So this is going to absolutely rip everything to pieces all the way up to level cap very, very easily. To get the level cap multiple times. Plenty of videos of it on my page. You're going to shield gate just fine. Cast your 1 if you're in danger. And you're going to chain invincibilities and get that shields back almost instantly. Infinite energy, insane status chance, multiplicative damage up to 1000% with that. And you know, with having these two here, yeah, I can't wait for the heirloom baron. That'll be absolutely amazing. These two here are going to let you shield gate effortlessly. So what have we got here? We've got this to give us passive overguard, because this is going to trigger overguard. Every time that this procs, this will give you an overguard gate, which might be enough for when you're in a clinch to just save you. It's going to put status effects room wide. You know, if you wanted to, you know, let's have a little test through here. We could drop Arcane Energize and put Arcane Hotshot on, and then we could probably get up to orange and red crits very, very quickly. So we'll jump in the sim and check this first. So once this is at 12x, we're going to have decent enough crit chance. You know, we're going to go purple shards here and 1 yellow for casting speed. But, you know, this dog will get us up stack our Arcane Hotshot very, very quickly. The only problem with this dog is you lose Tenacious Bond. But you don't really care about that too much right now. So we could drop, for example, we could drop this and this, put that there. We could put in, we've got Armor Strip, which is going to happen very easily because when Excalibur casts his 3, that'll Armor Strip the room. Because read that ability, spread the effect to other enemies. So that'll give us, what's this here? Health Orb Restore. Where's that channeled abilities? Where is it? Seismic Bond. While channel ability is active, companion melee attacks create a 4-meter shockwave with 30% of their melee attack damage. Damage dealt by a companion increases your ability efficiency 3% for 12 seconds, max 10 stacks. So that's going to be active all the time because we have our Omniformer. So what build are you? Well, this is the standard Excalibur I use for everything. I don't need to change him at all. I'll show you that in just 2 seconds and we'll explain it in just a second. And I guarantee you, you're never going to have issues with this Excalibur. Everything's going to be dead before they can even damage you. It can rival Sarin, to be fair. It's pretty close. That's probably a ridiculous claim to some people. I'm telling you, this can rival Sarin with the amount of kills it can get. What else we want? Manifold. Where's... Can we put Tandem Bond on this? I don't think we can. I wish we could. If we could put Tandem Bond on this, it would be perfect. No, we can't, right? So what we got? Let's put on Synth Deconstruct, maybe. Yeah, I think that's the way to go for this. So this is... I don't typically use this. Typically, the best companion for me is not this. The best companion for me is this. This is just so good. When I go to level cap, this is what I take. Because you're going to get constant shield all the time, freeze the room, pick up energy orbs, and then, you know, whether what frame you want to use. Because you got heat on this, any frame can now use Arcane Hotshot and have it stacked constantly. This is what I use. Plus you've got passive shield gating here, so you don't need to take the Epitaph for your shield gating. You can take something else. But I'm going to take the dog today to see if we can abuse the overguard gating, because Synergized Protectives for some reason gives us overguard when we have secondary fortifier equipped. We're going to create this here, and this is the Excalibur build. I recommend you screenshot this, and then we'll go into Simulacrum and we'll show it. This build here, forget Hotshot, you know, drop that. Hotshot is your flex slot. Instead of Hotshot, I would recommend Molt Augmented, or maybe Arcane Energize. If you're going to level cap, this is the level cap build, right? And if you're just going into base steel path, I would recommend dropping that for multi-augmented. And if you're very comfortable with your energy sustain, which a lot of the time I am, this is what I take. But sometimes when you're in that high levels in Cascade and you're on your own and there's energy excess around you, or you're walking in nullifiers and your energy's gone, Energize helps. But for testing purposes, we're going to take Arcane Hotshot and we're going to see how well and quickly our dog can stack up our crit chance with this here. And then we'll go into the calendar and we'll obliterate that calendar very, very quickly. Because, you know, obviously ability and melee kills apply to the Exalted Blade, so you can get the calendar run very, very quickly. Instead of having to change from an ability killing Warframe to a melee killing Warframe, we can just use any Exalted Warframe and get that calendar done very, very quickly. And then, you know, if you get that challenge that's kill 100 Scalder enemies, you can use the same frame. Kill 100 infected enemies, use the same frame. It just saves us having to change frames at all. Just jump straight back in, do the next challenge, because, like I says, ability kills and melee kills apply to the Exalted Blade. So let's see how quickly our dog can stack up Hotshot for us. I know he stacks it up almost instantly, but we'll see what sort of difference it makes to 12x combo Excalibur.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
So look at that. Look at that. We've got some overguard there. See that? Now we've got fully stacked Hotshot, and we've got multiplicative damage. And look at that. So now we want to get to 12x combo. Keep that Hotshot stacked. Got this 12x combo and see what sort of damage we're doing. 5x. This is the problem. It's hard to stack this because you just kill everything so quickly. The Hotshot's still stacked up. Hotshot's staying stacked up. 9x, so a crit chance is still just yellows and oranges. Come on doggy. 9x. Come on. Too many kills. We're all in here. Don't want to lose that Hotshot, so keep it up. So it's a decent crit chance, but is it needed? No, because, you know, if we lose that crit chance, we're still going to absolutely obliterate everything. Because look at that. Multiplicative damage of how much? 729%. So the dots alone from that are going to kill everything room wide. And look at these travel. So you're getting melee influence every time they hit. And how is the survival? You're probably looking. Look at that. We've got 14,000 overguard, and we haven't even pulled out our secondary fortifier. You know what I mean? We haven't even pulled that out now. So, one pause these guys. Keep the companion invincible. Now let's look at the sort of overguard we get here. We'll stay invincible just to show this. Look at the overguard. Slowly going up. See it? It's broken now, but hold on. Overguard went up again. So you can kind of cheatingly passive overguard gate there. Get you at a pinch sometimes. So, and it's keeping a Hotshot up constantly, see that? Constant Arcane Hotshot stuff. So we got 729% multiplicative bonus, and then we go like that. And you're invincible while you chain around killing everything. So, unpause this. Now we'll get rid of the dog just to show our raw survivability with Excalibur on his own. So we'll activate that, get some energy. And look at this. So we get a multiplicative buff. Now they break that. We're in danger. We're in danger. Cast once. And look at us, grey health bar. Completely out of any danger, and everything's dead. Probably another freaking flight there, that's the issue. Look at that. no issues at all. So survivability is 0 issues. And then if you really have to, go like this, look at that. And if it breaks, cast it again, immortal, full shield back. So this is why I think Umbra slots are a waste in Excalibur. Because why would we want to have armour and health when you can just effortlessly shield you with one tap of a button that chains invincibility? Or, you know, once you're in level cap, think about how many enemies are around you. You can just chain that invincibility indefinitely. Look at that. Keep that multiplicative buff up, keep your nourish active. And look, how much is that? 600% multiplicative buff. Look at that. Beautiful. Everything dead. So, really, really good. So now, if we take out the dog, which we had on. So, no, I usually have the Diriga. This is the Diriga build. So, it won't stack hot shot, so we'll drop the hot shot. Well, it will, but it won't stack it as fast. So this is all the status effects that will be spread on everybody. If we take off the hot shot, and we put on, what do I usually have? I have Energize lately, because sometimes it's energy hungry in high levels. But we'll put on Augmented. Obviously that won't stack fast here, but it's a lot more status. So look at this. Spawn these guys in. That, get a bit of overguard, keep her safe. Pass the 1. Get her 4 out. Pass 1. And 0 issues, killing everything. We've got a multiplicative buff of 656%. 67. And everything's dead. Now you don't need to do that, that can just be your panic button. You can't just run around like this. Look, now sharp to spam this for overguard in between running. Keep us safe. Swing. And look at that. Nice and easy. And then knowledge active. And this is the best way to play Excalibur. Pass that. Bring your overguard up for overguard gating. Pass the 1. Unite Vienna. And if you want to just swing, probably won't even get a chance to proc your Tenukai because everything will be dead before then. And also on the Tenukai, it's guaranteed slash. So, look at that. What was that, 1 million? Electric magnetic. It's the dots here that are what are going to do the most of the damage though. And chaining invincibility like that. Just real easy. 289,000 dot there. Usually it's over 1 million though. You know, if we're at 12x combo, nothing's going to survive. Look at the dots. 1 million dot, 400,000 dot. Could have got priming them up for condition overload. Just ludicrous, because you want condition overload for the multiplicative damage on direct hits, and we've got multiplicative damage again from casting the speed of the augment, which is going to be multiplicative damage up to 1000%. You know, we're only getting 700 here because there's a cap of enemies spawned here. So if we spawn in these dudes, right, and we'll let them spawn their little minions in, watch this. Let's see what multiplicative damage we'll get now. So they'll spawn their little minions in. Past their 3. Now we've got 1,631% multiplicative damage. And see what that looks like, no combo. Just ludicrous. Absolutely crazy. And get the little minions spawned again. What's their multiplicative damage? 1,551. Get a combo this time. Nothing will survive that. Now let's take off our invincibility. Let them spawn them in. Let them break our shields. The Diriga helps with the survivability from that. And chain between them, everything's dead. So when you're in a tile set with a lot of enemies and you cast your third ability, Look at that. What we're at, 1,400. Past it again, 4,4999. Zero issue surviving. He's 3 million electric drop there. Never mind the dot. So, you know, don't sleep on Excalibur, he's absolutely busted. So definitely go the shield regen route with Excalibur. So let's pause these guys, and let's see if we can make our Vicious Bond strip the whole room. So, where is it? Vicious Bond, where is it? Here it is. So what's this? Companion melee attack strips 50% of enemy armor. Enemies recently damaged by abilities spread the effect to other enemies. So if we cast our C, that'll room-wide strip. So once he strips one guy and we cast our C, watch this. Stripping armor room-wide. See? Now we've got a room-wide armor strip. Works best in the Panzer, but you know, we're still stripping big areas of enemies. Most of the armor is reduced to virtually nothing as well. Now if you want to put Shatter and Impact in it, it'll do it even better. So, where is it? Take the Batterton, because this has Shatter and Impact in it, look at that, see? So it'll strip armor even better now. He's stripping armor. Synergized perspective bounces around the room, it should strip armor quite well. There we go, we've stripped armor there, and now we've stripped more armor, see that? Cast again, more armor stripped, see? So the third can strip armor as long as you use it in conjunction with a decent companion. Yeah, the skin looks awful, doesn't it? It looks really bad. But you know, if you want to do this another way, the Hound's just the best way for keeping hotshot stacked on any frame, and the Hound's also good for proc and arcane fortifier and giving you survivability. But the best way to armor strip with Excalibur, you don't want to use Nourish, but I do recommend using Nourish, is this, because Viral Quills will trigger Vicious Bond, and then we can quickly strip the whole room by casting our 3. Watch this. See if I can show an example here. Viral Quills. It's on the enemies. Energy. Look at this now. Is it done it? No, it's not done it yet. Should do it in a sec though. Melee attacks. Well, it's not doing it, speaking shit, but it will do it. Watch this. We get these guys in. Maybe we need to clone a few of them to go around and do it. And here, that's it. Look at that. Room-wide armor strip, see? So the Panzer's the best of room-wide armor strip in conjunction with Excalibur's 3. And then look at that. We got Nourish and... Well, we got Nourish, so the Viral is pretty redundant. We're just using it here for a decent armor strip. We'll spawn them in again. Viral Quills everybody, then cast the 3 and all room strip. Strip the whole room. Look at that, see? Whole room strip. Look at the damage we do now. So if we do that, and then have we got Tandem Bond active? We do. So we're at 12x combo constantly. Past that, we've got 760% multiplicative buff. And it's just, it's over. Completely busted. So we'll get more guys in, we'll get a bigger multiplicative buff. So we'll give us invincibility just to showcase this. Right, now watch them get their little minions in, we'll get a bigger multiplicative buff. Then we'll armor strip the whole room, and then we'll see what are we at 12x combo? Almost. 9x, get killed every week before we've got a chance to spawn more in. Get a multiplicative buff, show the armor strip. So, what's your buff at? 800%, get the little minions in. Mind armor strip, 1270%. And let's have a look at the sort of damage we can do now. Armor strip the whole room. So it's quite a good companion. But when you go to the high level content, you're going to want to use Diriga for a level cap. Because we've got this here, and that means we can swap this out. You know, that's nice for priming and that. And it's nice for the overguard gating that we can get here. But we don't need that ogre mods anymore, so we can pull this out. So if we get in a pinch where we don't have energy, we can use this to give overguard and room-wide kill. Because look at this. We're Excalibur, so we're not going to really want to use weapons. But look at this if we get stuck. Pull this out. And look at this. Evolve it. Look at the survivability we get from this. So imagine we've got no energy right now. Like the breaker shields and stuff. So they broke our shields. Look at this, we can overguard gate with that. Then once we get some energy back, we're in a bit of safety. But this will also kill for us, you know. So say we've done that. You know, we can get some kills with this while getting overguard, keeping us safe until we get our energy management back. And look at the damage this thing does. It's multiplicative and direct hits. Now we've got our energy back. We can just go back and casting our 1 again and getting immortality from our 1. So we'll do that again. It's a great survivability for a level cap. So, you know, you're in a pickle, you don't have energy, pull that out, you charge it instantly. They're going to strip our, let them break our shields, see how we get on. Come on, hurry up. See, the Diriga's so good, the rad prop to everybody, and it takes a lot of attention off of us. So let's pretend that we're being attacked. We do this, we overguard gate, look at the overguard, bounce around, and then let's say, oh, finally we've got some energy back. We go into our 1, chain in invincibilities, and we're golden, see? So that's the way that Excalibur's going to survive level cap so easily. Plus look, we've now cold propped the whole room because of Diriga's Divine Contagion. So, one thing I wanted to test was if we pause this and we do this in Diriga, will it work? No, it won't work. So if we do this, where is it? Vicious Bond. I don't know if this works on here, so we'll have a little try. Pull this off here. Companion melee attack, strip 15% of enemy armor. Now that's not a melee, so I don't know if that works, but we'll have a look and see. Pause them, get them in. So is that going to strip armor? Because it's not melee attacks. Oh my god, is it working? Is it working? Is this going to strip armor completely? Nah, surely not. No, strips their armor down to what, 50%? It doesn't fully strip them, but it does take their armor down. Probably just from the props they've gotten in heat. Yeah. So another great option in Excalibur is because we don't care about primary weapons. Wheel out the Paris, give the dogs all the status chance, 279%. Now we can have a dog that nukes in conjunction with Vicious Bond. Going to be able to strip the room with that. Infectious Bite and Volatile Parasite. Look at that, 140% explosion of damage when they die if a maggot's attached to them. So if we do that, let's see what this maggot's like. Pull these off. Pull this out. Get the dog some status and a better chance. The dog's killing everything effortlessly. We're going to get more armor strip from Caster 3 because it'll be doing Vicious Bond. So melee attacks into there, it strips some armor every time it melee attacks. Do that for more armor strip. See if killing too quick, it's just that weak. Give the dog some vital. You will get some armor strip with that. We're looking for this little maggot it spawns. Look at that, $1 million of heat damage. Just absolutely nutty. So we'll spawn these guys in here. Will give us invincibility to just get their little minions spawned in. Let's look out for this little maggot on the ground that should spawn. No, it's not spawned yet. There it is, the little green maggot there. That's it, see it? That'll attach to enemies, and once it dies, it'll detonate a big amount of damage. It didn't do it there because the dog killed it with its status effects and stuff. But when that maggot latches onto somebody, it'll explode and kill them. That was it there. See that vital damage that just went off? That was the maggot's damage there. There's the maggot there, see it? It just done vital damage before the dog went off and done its nuking thing. So it's difficult to see it actually happening. Maybe it's a bit bugged. I don't know. Maybe the maggot needs to be worked. So in conjunction with us doing that and a dog, there's not much going to be able to survive. It's already overkilled his basic Excalibur. You don't even need the dog. It's just funny to have the dog as well. You look at the sort of stuff the dog will do just in his own. You know, 5 million beat dot there. So when we factor that in with our multiplicative damage, nourishing the whole room, you know, it's just ludicrous. So multiplicative buff, chain invincibility while our dog kills everything, giving our dog overguard. So nice and easy. And plus that ability kills will count towards your calendar. So let's go do our calendar. I think I've yapped long enough about Excalibur. Most folk would want to take Korra, Baruch, and don't get me wrong, I love them all as well, but I think Excalibur is the best Exalted Frame. 200 tech drop with abilities. So let's look at quickly our Exalted Blade will do this. It'll do it very, very, very quickly. Kill everything. Yeah, imagine we could get a Kiba looking dog Baron. That would look really cool with it.
Is more powerful than before.
Or maybe even a Grenier looking dog. You know, if they give us human skins for the pets in this game, I think that would catch on. Because look at us, we've got Arthur's skin, we've got Nyx's skin, we've got all these skins for Warframes. Why don't give us some normal looking dog skins? Right, now we can get our Exalted out, and look at this, we're going to get ability kills very, very quickly done. Look at that, panel they do. Quicker than you can probably even get the Acolyte spawning, we're going to have this challenge done. Ability kills, and this will work for melee kills as well. Look at that, quickly it happens. Look at that multiplicative buff up. So that's just got a 344% multiplicative buff. That must work with line of sight. So if we jump down here, a lot of enemies down here, it's got 288% multiplicative buff. Not attractive. Gain invincibilities, nice and easy. 70 kills. What have we been in a minute? We've almost done the challenge. So this is going to go through walls, kill everybody. Invincibility kills. Nice quick easy way to get this calendar challenge. We've done 100. Down here, 100, 110, 120.
Welcome to the find out phase.
I'm always looking at buff up. 130.
It's working.
Alright, we're done now probably. Just wait till I see it.
Yeah, I gotta hand it to the little guy.
40.
He knows how to talk to the appliances.
30 kills. Done yet, but must be done now. Quickly can kill them. 150 kills, the abilities. That's just done. Look at that. Yeah, that was 2 minutes. Now, we could stay and get the Archetype, there's no point. Let's just blitz through this calendar. Gonna quickly and if this works. You know, we're gonna quit and we're gonna do the next calendar challenge that's probably gonna be melee kills. So now we don't even need to swap frame, we just jump back in. What the hell? I was reading the wrong one. I've done the other challenge. So what have we got next? 75 Sculptor with abilities. So we'll jump back in there. See Baruch? What are you saying about Baruch? Yeah, it looks overwhelming at first, but when you first start the game, what's that name? Nakayara 5699. At the beginning of the game, it's not as overwhelming as this. So let's pull in Baruch and show how he works. I know what you mean with Baruch, Baron. Seems a bit slow, but look at this. Look at this Baruch here. Again, weapons and stuff do not matter. So let's look at this Baruch here. I'll show you something to copy these mods here, screenshot or whatever. Can't go wrong with this. You could drop 3 direction for catalyzing, because once you get into the higher levels, as you know, damage reduction doesn't matter. But for this, we'll just use this right now. This is the best way to play Baruch. So I'll leave that up a bit longer for you to see. That's the best way to do Baruch. Then this is going to be Baruch's Fist. This is the best way to do that as well. This will shred level cap like a hot knife through butter. We'll go in here, a few kills, jump back out, then we'll go kill the Scalder guys. With the restraint for Baruch, you just want to jump into groups of enemies. You don't want to like casts the abilities, and you'd be golden. I know what you mean. It can be a bit annoying if there's not huge groups of enemies around, but when you get into really dense populated areas, you'll get that restraint bar down very, very quickly. So like look at this here. There's not that much enemies. Past the 2 went down a little bit. Past the 3 went down a little bit. Then you want low duration typically on Baruch. Again, R4, and that's just done this charge. So I'll just showcase this a bit more. So one dense groups of enemies, past the 2,
why they call them hell scrubbers?
past the 3, we need energy desperately.
Don't learn what hell is like.
But once you get that erode meter down a decent amount, it should stay down alright. I know what you mean though, it does. It is quite hard to maintain unless there's lots of enemies around and overguard. So run over here, try and get the energy up.
Scrubber's getting choked out. Fix it.
There we go. We're getting a decent group of enemies now. The style TID, or some form of grouping, is Baruch's best friend, because you can group enemies up and get this bar down easily. As long as we can maintain that bar down and don't let it. Look at us, we've got about halfway down now, so we're pretty much okay. And look at our damage reduction. Look at that shield, it's just not going down at all. Yeah, you want to avoid the overguard guys, break their own. But you look at this, if you can jump on a mission with this sort of level of enemies, you're golden. Look at that. And look at the level to damage. It's awesome level to damage. Look at it. And we've got reactive storm on, so we're going to be spreading influence. And then, if it's going near influence corrosive, here it's going to be magnetic and what's it, gas maybe? Or magnetic, we've got shields. So this is going to adapt to whatever damage is weak to these enemies. And look at that. Just brutal levels of critical damage and status chance. So, now we've got this down, I just periodically cast the 2, cast the 3, and groups of enemies, and we should be able to maintain this quite well. Now look at Baruch, he's going to absolutely shred everything, just like Excalibur will. Look at this guy. The thing is, Excalibur gets a multiplicative damage buff from his 3, which I think might do more damage than Baruch, I don't know though. Look at this, our strength's right down there. Just absolutely brutal damage. So yeah, this game does look overwhelming with the amount of stuff going on the screen, but forget the damage numbers, and there's actually not that much. All these numbers up in this top corner you can ignore. All you really want to care about is your shield and your health, and making sure you've got enough energy, and then you're golden. Then it's just acting abilities, you know what these abilities do. The game is actually quite simple with the breakdown. the worst part of this game is all the mods, all the different mission types, knowing where to get resources, knowing where to get mods from.
One scrubber, set his force, coming up.
So, yeah, Baruch is just an absolute melt these stars like it's nothing. But let's go do ability kills with Scaldra. As long as there's not lots of Xmas around, you can be able to keep that restraint down. Or you could use this first augment. If you just stand still and let people shoot you, your restraint bar goes down instantly. I don't think it's as good as doing the way I showed it there with the 2 and the 3. Well, let's take that. We want this mod booster. 75 Scaldra troops with abilities. The Baruch's 4 counts towards that. You could use Mesa. I just personally hate Mesa, so I wouldn't be using her. I definitely think an exalted melee frame is better because you've got that big AoE of influence, which is going to kill these guys a lot quicker than any other sort of ability can. You know, a lot of people would say Sevagoth would do it, but remember, he's only got a 30-meter small AoE directly around him. It's definitely much better to do it this way with an exalted melee weapon. Or even Temple. Temple's guitar could do it. So, Caster 2, get a chunk down. Caster 3, if we don't die first. That gives us a damage reduction. I mean, we're struggling with energy management here.
Did I forget to mention that the scrubbers are prone to...
Now we can go in F4,
buildup
because it didn't
that
cost
can
to go in F4.
spontaneously form a creature that'll
And then
absolutely buff
get
your
energy up
stuff
while we're in
attack.
F4. So as long as you get it down a quarter weight, you should be alright, and you should be able to boost it. Yeah, definitely not. I always take the mod boosters, always. Every time Battle comes, I buy as much mod boosters as I can. Mod boosters are gold and you can't buy them in the market, which I don't agree with. I think we should have all buy them in the market. So look at us, we're at 20 kills already, ability kills for golden. We get 75 before we know it. And look at us, we're doing electric corrosive. Not a lot of frames can do electric corrosive, but this augment on Baruch is just so good. So we've got viral electric corrosive. Nothing's going to be able to survive that. Now let's say you took away the viral and gave him a panzer, and you subsumed Ember's heat in it. We would do an electric heat viral corrosive right now.
Too late.
And we could put magnetic on the fists too, so you would do an electric heat viral corrosive magnetic. That means you'd cover every base of every enemy in this game and nothing would survive you. So that's us done that. Look at that electric corrosive spreading absolutely everywhere. And these fists will, all the projectiles coming out of the fists that you can see, they're going to spread influence as well. Look at that. The influence proc. You know that they're casting that 2 and that 3, and we should be fine. See, our restraints slowly going down, but it's going down. We're managing okay. We'll do this too quickly. The Viola. And no bother. And you know, once you get into the higher levels, you don't need to care about that restraint being fully down, because you don't care about damage reduction. No amount of damage reduction makes us survive. Typically, I just always run Catalyzing Shield as a left primary direction in here to show how you would use it if you don't care about going to level cap. And look how tanky this Baruch is. Look at this shield. Just how tanky it is. Let's stand over here and see if we can keep up. You could run Baruch with a gun runner if you wanted like this, because you'd be so tanky off this adaptation. That you got built in. If you were to add adaptation in, that would give you about what, 99% damage reduction. Look at our shields. It's just not going down at all. Look at that. Baruch is definitely one of the best frames in the game. Super slept on. Look at the crit. Look at the start shots. Let's see how quickly he deals with Malice. Nice and easy. Not one challenge for Baruch in this game. Look at that. Laughable. We need to find the exit now. Typically I would just quit though, but we've got some steel assets there, so I'm not going to. And if you do a slam build with it, you just put seismic wave into him, and you know, you go up to jump around slamming and you're golden. Baruch's heavy attack is absolutely crazy. It's hard to actually get the proc, because you kill everything so easily with the light attacks that there's not really much need for heavy attack as Baruch. Everything around you's dead by the time you get the chance to proc it. You know what I mean? There we go, there. Just a ludicrous level of damage thing. A very easy frame to take the level cap, but everything is dead. So far away.
Well, Scaldra is
yeah, it really does fit him, you're right.
To make some new
Look at that, 24 million electric drop.
Don't worry, I'll share.
And look at the AoE we've got. There's not much people can compete with Baruch.
But if you wanted to fight longer,
99% efficient. Baruch's in a better place than he was before, but the Exalted rework, I'd say all the frames are. You know, I think they're all in a far better place. A lot of people are complaining about the Exalted rework, you know, with us not having these stat sticks. But they're all so much more fun to use. You put influence in and you feel how they should feel. And yeah, people complain about influence, but if you're going to be using Exalted melee, you want it to be this sort of insane AoE killing everything. That fits the theme, does it? You don't want to just be killing one person right in front of you. And another way you can run Baruch is with melee afflictions, because these wave attacks lift enemies, so melee afflictions work on them really well. See how we lifted these enemies here? The melee affliction works really well in. But to be fair, one would really want to use melee afflictions over influence. Typically, if I use melee afflictions, I use it on the Thibodeau or the bow. It's really nice on them, and you know it's nice to use it on Nesha with his 4 if you use melee afflictions, or Sampo's that as Whisper Sarin. That's really good with melee afflictions. It's actually comical how strong it is. Get out of here, see what our next challenge is. Probably going to be something that again we can use Exalted melee to do it. God, I hate this tile sometimes. Let me find out where I need to go. This way, here we go over then there. Nope. Oh, come on. This way. What's everybody think about the new Warframe coming out with Painter Warframe? Is it? I don't understand how that's going to work. I don't understand how she's going to damage people with paint. So she's going to draw a gun and spawn it in her hand. She's going to draw a sword and spawn it in her hand. Strange concept to me.
Importance of clarity and purpose.
Let's see now. So that's that challenge done. Again, nice and easy. See, in my opinion, for the next frame that needs reworked, it's got to either go something like... It's got to be somebody like Banshee, Limbo, or in my opinion, Chroma. Chroma's got one good ability. You know, Chroma's got one good ability. He's got Vex Armor. That's what we'd rely on. I don't see... You know, people were saying to me that, oh, that Ember video you made, it's just terrible. Don't use Ember. Why would you use Ember when you have, you know, the likes Temple and who else? Temple and Uriel. Well, in my opinion, Ember's better than the both of them because she can infuse 350% heat damage on all weapons, including melee influence weapons. Temple and Uriel can't do that. And to survive with them, you need to cast an ability with Ember. You cast your Overguard ability once in a big group of enemies, and you can Overguard gate. So, in my opinion, I think it's Chroma that needs reworked. Chroma, Banshee, or Equinox, or Limbo. You're definitely right there. Equinox, completely agree, she definitely needs reworked because everybody just wants to do the nuke build with her other state seems completely pointless. I think it should be you can use the light and dark abilities just with tap hold casts. Why not have her run that way? That would be much more fun. Or the person that says that whenever he looks at this gameplay, it looks too crazy with all the stuff going on the screen. Is that what you mean? I'd say Sight's quite an awkward one to start with because, you know, you've got to maintain that invisibility to survive with Sight. You're kind of... 2 seconds, I'll be back in a sec. Oh, sorry, I missed that. What was it you said? Was it something about who would be the best starter for somebody that says that they don't understand the game? See, I think Sight would be somebody that's a bit too hard to manage for somebody that's new to the game. I even still struggle with the keeping up with invisibility, and I feel like I'm quite good at surviving in the game. But if you can't keep up Sight's invisibility, you're then forced to shield gate, and if you can't shield gate because you don't have enough energy management and you're new to the game, then it's just going to be an absolute nightmare. Because, you know, if you're at the beginning of the game, energy management's a bit of a nightmare, is it? Somebody I think that's really good for the beginning of the game is Nezha or Rhino. I think Nezha primarily because Nezha can generate lots and lots of infinite energy orbs, and you get them in the dojo. So in Nezha works all the way up to level cap very easily. suppose Rhino could be another argument for struggling to manage energy, because you can't just keep spamming Overguard with Rhino unless you can manage your energy at the beginning of the game. So it's kind of tough. The first frame I used and absolutely fell in love with was Zephyr. The minute I got to the dojo and I got Zephyr, you cast your tornadoes, you group everybody up. There's barely any Eximus at the beginning of the game, and it's effortless to survive because you've just pulled everybody into tornadoes of you, so it's very, very easy. Let's go back to Excalibur, take this Excalibur back and get these 500 kills. Almost. Probably in a couple of minutes we'll get these 500 kills. You know what, let's take Saren for a bit of fun, a little bit of difference. See how quickly we can get these 500 kills with Saren. Shield gain with that. Take that, get speed. What we've got, we don't want this out as a Whisper build, even though that's quite fun. Circumvent, yep, get some free Overguard rolling at enemies, nice. So, kill 500 enemies, see how quick we can get this done.
These are worthy foes. Underestimate them at your peril.
Just as I was getting used to having you in my head.
You know, I think this is the best case for learning at Shield Gate is using Saren, because if you can learn at Shield Gate with Saren, you can learn at Shield Gate with anybody.
You gotta nurse these scrubbers. Keep them clean. Too much spore buildup and you got code white on your hands. Hey, you think I'm playing? Shoot that buildup off now!
Get done. Get back. We're strongest as a unit.
Hey, I need 20 cc's of fix your damn shit!
Now we've got the ball rolling with this. This should be nice and easy, 500 kills. If you can Shield Gate, just relying on Molt, and you get it down with Saren, you're going to be able to Shield Gate with everybody.
It's working. Hell scrubbers are starting to emerge. Yeah, I gotta hand it to the little guy. He knows how to talk to the appliances. Great, you lost a scrubber, but that's the least of your problems.
How easily they break.
One thing that annoyed me is how difficult it is to maintain acid shells on Uriel. Because if you can't pick up them orbs, especially if you go in a void cascade and you take Uriel with you, and you can't pick up them orbs, it is an absolute nightmare to keep your damage up. So yeah, I think we would have been quicker going in Exalted Flame. I honestly think it would have been quicker kills than we would have got here with Saren. And that's something, is it, to say that we could maybe outkill over Saren. If we go 10,000 Overguard, look at that. Quick roll. Gives it a lot of survivability, just that. Not in level cap, because that's just shredded straight away. You know, that Overguard's gone in one bullet. In level cap, it's probably like a couple of million damage per bullet. That's why you really need to learn at Shield Gate if you want to get into that end game content. For the longest time I couldn't Shield Gate and I found it really difficult. But if you just keep your eye on your energy and cast, don't be spamming your abilities like I used to do. I used to think, oh, I better cast Toxic Lash, I better cast 1, I better cast 4. No, realise you've got a decent duration in that. You've got about 30 seconds. If you just cast them once every 30 seconds, you should manage that energy fine and be able to have your Molt there to cast whenever you want, really. I can just spam Molt when I want now and shoot have enough energy to keep that up. as the secret to shield gain. And if it's somebody that can generate infinite energy, you don't need to worry about it.
Ours is melting off.
Still got a decent amount of overguard, so we're relatively safe. We don't even need to cast our shield gain yet. It's nice for that speed boost though.
Target down.
Yeah, I think we should have took a exalted frame over this, to be honest. I think we'd have had quicker kills than this. What an Xmas going around, no?
And now you melt away like Bellamir's snowflakes.
Oh, we're almost there.
Good kill.
Definitely one of the most fun builds in the game is Sobek and it can't be denied. As it scales all the way up to level cap is just insane. If you can shield gate Saren at level cap, you could fundamentally, there's every Warframe in the game you're going to be able to do. That's my opinion anyway.
There's some stuff we might be interested in. Like this.
Still got some decent overguard with us.
My ass is out here on the
Because
line,
we're eradicating a lot of the danger because people so far away are dying before they even get near us. Same as when you play Sight. You know, you're killing people rooms away that your survivability is through the roof. Same with this, you know, if we kill one guy here, it's probably going to explode and kill all them guys down there. You know, if we hide in one room, it gives us a lot of survivability. Look at that cascading damage all the way down there. And the Malice died from the explosions. And we got our challenge done. That was a quick enough kills. What was that? How many minutes did that take? I think we would have been quicker with an Exalted, 5-6 minutes, so not the greatest time for 500 kills. Did we get our overguard? Never got it? No, stripped the overguard. Oh, we got it now. So circumvent's a great little arcane for people like Sarah and struggle. Look at that dot. What was that? 9 million toxin dot I seen in there. I'm like tripping. Really, really nice. No, because if you roll every couple of seconds, you get that overguard. So in high level content, you know, seeing an X-Myth roll quickly, kill a few of them, count to 3, roll again, get your 10,000 back. See, really, really helpful. To be honest, it might be a good arcane if you've got an Excalibur too. But is there a point though when we've got secondary fortifier when that exists? Probably not. Let's get out of here, see what other challenges we've got to do, get other mod boosters. So how long have I got mod booster wise? I've now got up to 6 days. I was down to 3 out of my 60 days, so God, that 60-day mod boosters did not last long. I'm going to need to buy the rest of them. I just wish they would make that mod boosters purchasable instead of having to wait for a barrel to appear with them. Where's their exit?
Enemies inbound.
So, I was to ask is, who do you think is the best starter Warframe? And why? Best Star Warframe, in my opinion, of the game is definitely Excalibur at the beginning of the game, but when it comes to end game content, I'd say it's probably Mag that's the best Warframe out of the stars. So what we're left to do now, another beautiful mod booster. Nice ribbon. 300 enemies with abilities. So back to an exalted frame. Nice and easy. Get this done very, very quickly.
How about a
What will we
refreshing
take this time?
peel?
Let's take... We could take... See, Gara's a bit awkward because it's difficult for Gara to hit enemies with her one, is it? This did just say kills with abilities, so we get on with Temple. Don't play a lot of Temple, we'll take him though. .300 enemies killed with abilities. So typically I would take Excalibur, but we'll shake it up a little. I do think Temple's a lot of fun.
Accept your death, and you may yet avoid it. Trust in your training.
Give our regards to the
Brutal.
These scrubbers are prone to spore growth.
Extremely strong.
Become fatal for the scrubber. And
Temple was a really easy level cap frame too. You want to cascade the Temple, then you can just melt that Thrax so easily. You can also go Toxin, Corrosive, Magnetic, Blast with Temple and still have heat. So what is it? Toxic, Magnetic, Corrosive, Blast, Viral, / Temple. That can work too. You use Archon Continuity, put Blast, Toxin, Magnetic on the Lizzie, then you got Viral Subsumed, so you get Toxin, Corrosive, Blast, Magnetic, Viral / on Lizzie. On this setup here, I've just got pure Heat, I think. Heat Magnetic. Because, you know, they're going to kill everything very easily. Heat Magnetic, Viral, that's the setup I've got on this build just now. You know that they cast 2 and 3 plus that crit. And have we got a hot shot on the dog? I believe we do. Yeah, we got hot shot on the dog. To be fair, most of my frames have got hot shot on them because Diriga's just going to keep it up for us all the time. You don't even need a heat ability, you can just have your companions do a heat ability, then constantly have orange and red crits all the time. Which I think is just amazing. I think it probably would have been better taking the Toxin, Blast, Corrosive, Magnetic, Heat, Viral build here. That Blast box would have been crazy probably and killed everything a lot quicker when it kills that now. 130, not too bad. I believe it's Firestorm you want to put on this as well and not Shred because it's not punch through. I think it's the explosion radius at the end of the beam that helps bolster it, not Shred.
Baby's gurgling. New health scrubber bubbling up.
Under to go, come on. Being stun locked in that isn't as good as I think Amber's survivability. Or Uriel's. So a sort of heat dot we can put on this Babao here. I don't even see the heat dot. Oh, there was a lot anyway. Couldn't see it though. Shouldn't have stopped the kill there because I would have died. We got here misery. Good night. Ludicrous damage. Super fun frame. David Bowie. Look at that heat damage. Oh, 8 million heat dot. That is absolutely bonkers. 8 million heat dot. No wonder it shreds the stacks like it's nobody's business. Well, let's claim as a weapon buffer. Look at that. We've got decent crit on everything. No, but why would you want to claim as a weapon buffer when we've got really fun ability in the fourth? Alright, heat damage is nice though, is it? Look at that. Jesus. That heat is just insane. See how this gets on. Second crit. Is that going to red crit too? Probably not. Maybe. Yeah. Slightly. Decent heat damage in it anyway. Yeah, a million heat drop. So maybe that'll be the next run I do with Temple at level cap. It'd just be a straight gun build and not use this 4. Be subsuming as 4 off instead of subsuming off as 1. Pretty cool. I never actually cast abilities with this. So what's that? Viral heat. Never actually done this. I've always just killed like that. Viral cold, cold heat. Oh, it's a blast. That's quite cool. So what's the point now when you've got the beam? It's the heat dots on this guy here. Couldn't even see them again, but they were in the millions. Look at that, we can hit through the floor with this too, kind of. We've got that prime firestorm. See that? Going through there, punching through to an extent. It's a weird. Oh, this is such a confusing tile set, is it? So we go up here, no. We go up here, then we go through here. Yep, that's the way to go. Vauban's another good frame to take in here if you're doing ability kills, because now we have Tesla back, so that's going to count as ability kills. Plus we've got Flashell Orb, plus we've got grouping, so you could just stand lazily in one area group everybody up and kill them with the shell orb Tesla box.
As you conquer the foe, so you conquer yourself.
How's it going, Baron? That's what sort of Riven we got. We get lucky. We've got shotgun, not bad. Might get a Bubonico Riven, sell it because when's that coming out? In a couple of months. Right, that's trash. That's trash. Do not care about that. Now let's have a look at our Rivens. See how lucky we might get. What was it you were saying about the person that didn't understand Warframe and that something like Sight would be a good frame? To do. Right, 18 kills in a row while wall latching. Easiest way to do this, because anybody's wondering, is this Loki, Tonker. Oh, we can't do the Tonker, so we'll take something else. This. 18 kills while wall latching without touching the floor. That. And we'll go over here. I think you can turn the damage numbers off, can you?
Must be practiced to truly master the canvas of war.
They have just shut down all systems. I'm sending life support capsules your way.
So we get great wall latch duration here with Loki. Just down here. Fuck away, I want no guns. The hell was going on there? So wall latch. What the hell's going on here? Why is this not working? He goes wall latching without touching the floor. Right, so why am I not getting kills? Jump up again. Boom. Done. Horrible weapon. suppose it's actually not too bad on Mag with their bubble, because the projectile bounces around inside the bubble. It'd be quite funny. Or with Zata's Whisper, then it'll bounce around to other enemies. I've already got a Riven. Yeah, I've got that one there. Pistol, melee, let's go melee. Right, that's an easy one. This. That. Simple, easy way to do this challenge is this way. Just slide with the Occucore, buff it with Rhino, and everything's dead.
These foes deserve your respect. Honor them with quick deaths, and I with your victory.
Life support has been cut off. They're trying to choke you out. Hold on. I'm sending auxiliary life support.
Got to equip it, what an idiot. This is an enemy slide in, we'll use the Occucore, buff it with Roar, that'll be done.
These are worthy foes. Underestimate them at your peril.
They have just shut down all systems. I'm sending
Oh,
life support capsules
dash,
your way.
get a Roar up. Iron Skin. Done. Nice and easy. I think the worst ones are do a survival mission without killing anybody, because then you just need to stand a bit bored for 5 minutes. Oh, not too bad. Maybe somebody will want that one. See what else. What's the last Riven we need to do? There's many Rivens we've got. Almost 200. Oh, this might be not bad. With a pistol Riven. Where's your enemies with finishers without dying or becoming downed. Too slow and boring, so I'll just unveil it with this. What did we get? Something good, hopefully. Trash. Typical. Right, what weeklies have we got? See if we can make this Salus Driven look good. Might just keep it, to be honest. I don't know what the one in this is melee influence, so probably attack speed and electric and critical damage. Who's your main Warframe Baron? That's not a bad one. Just struggle to use anything else apart from the Praetos because that movement speed is just so good. I feel, yeah, I switch a lot too. For the longest time it was probably Mag. Used Mag so long. Mag, but my most used Gauss because I first got into Steel Pass. I struggled a lot. Somebody showed me how good adaptation in Gauss's 2 is, so that became my most used really. But you know, then I learned about Shieldgate and all the other stuff. So Gauss will probably not be my most used this year. Probably my most used this year, and my favourite will be Vauban. Yeah, that's the thing. Usually when you look at your stats, it's framed, you think, well, I haven't used them in a long time, so why is it them? Looking over here, who's mine? I did use Lavos for a long time and absolutely loved him. Then I started really getting into Cascade and level cap stuff. And, you know, I was a bit let down that he couldn't shield gate. So, this was when I first started getting into level cap and learning the basics. It was Revenant. Gauss for basically everything because I could speed run and I could spam the Startler's alt fire. That's why I used that so often. So I can, these two were used together. Rhino because he's just great, is he? Then Mag, where do you start? Just overall amazing. In my opinion, the best frame in the game though is Nova. You know, I feel like I'm using mostly now Vauban every day. Ash was level cap, so these have all skyrocketed up from being used in level cap, especially Revenant, Wisp, Rhino, Saren, Ash, and Vauban as well. I've used Vauban for everything. Saren I've been using in level cap. Lava was never really level cap. Took him there once. Then down here, Wisp level cap and everything because Wisp's just amazing issue. Nova, great for everything. This is pre-Steel Pass. This is who I use the most. I can't believe Volt's that high. I think Frost was the first prime frame I ever had. But if we go down here and we look at actual stats over here, it might look a bit different. Because this aligns with it more so. So I would say Gauss and Revenant shouldn't really be there. It should really be starting at Rhino, Mag, Saren, Vauban. And I wouldn't say even I used Octavia a lot for Riven challenges, like Invisible and not being spotted, or the Cetus ones where you need to fly around and destroy V-Rush turrets. Gara, Ash, Robin, Sight, Ember, Gruda, Harrow, all great choices. See, my one issue with Gara is when you try and use your one and somebody's a slight different height to you, you can't hit them. That's quite annoying, the big whip. Apart from that, I absolutely love Gara. I think she's brilliant. In my opinion, the best frame in the game is Nova. Nova can do everything. Not my favourite by far, obviously. But Nova can do every mission comfortably. And help the whole squad very comfortably, speeding up, slowing down, generating health and energy orbs, keeping arcane hotshots stacked constantly. Nova can really do all. See, Hildra and somebody I've started to get in there, I've realised how strong she is now, especially with the arcane expertise, the double the shield size, and their new augment is just crazy, is it? But this Nova build here, I can take this Nova build into any content and do well. See, all my builds are set up to only be one build to do everything. Look at that Nova then, look at this Gauss here, all a few different selections here. That was from the Golden Instinct for that stupid Riven. But yeah, all my builds are set up for one build to do them all. So I never need to change my build for anything, see? Which is probably quite lazy. People would be against it. I've got Saren here for Zara's Whisper, just because we've seen that crazy interaction with the Panthera, which was quite funny. And then Vauban was a second build to test out. Breach Surge and other sort of things like that. But I actually think Breach Surge would work better in conjunction with the Photon Repeater, so I'm actually going to go and test that. Let's take this and try the Photon Repeater. This should be quite interesting. If it procs Breach Surge, that's going to be funny. See, I think we should be able to have Nourish over one ability in the first config and Nourish over another ability in the second config, but you need multiple frames to have Nourish in different places. That's why I've built a second Vauban. Actually, I need to go claim him. Where is he? Is he ready yet? No, he'll be ready tomorrow. I need to feed Daggett as well to... Where is it? Feed Daggett to the helmet. What did we get? What did we get? We get Ward Sights to feed the helmet, so with the helmets. So your Ward Sights on your ally might be quite funny. Zaku's there for Protea, Araxia, Mesa, Kume, Avara and Loki. See, out of them, I'm not that well versed with Kume, Mesa or Ivara. They're the three that I barely ever touch. But Loki's just like Ash. No, Loki can actually be better than Ash in some instances, because if you use Loki with Arcane Hotshot and then Arcane Crepuscular, you can get that great crit chance and great crit damage with Loki, and then you've got Safeguard Switch, which will give you immortality, and then you've also got the damage decoy, which will prime for you. So people keep saying Loki needs reworked. I think he's like Ash, but he does things different, and he's unique, and he's not bad. Loki's great. I probably don't make a good argument here, but if I was to show it, Loki sails through level cap. Absolutely sails through level cap. Loki's one of the best frames you can take the Loy Cascade, because if you cast your Safeguard Switch on enemies on your squad mates, they'll get something like 20 seconds of invulnerability. It's bonkers. I mean, worse than Tex. So let's jump in the sim. We'll showcase this Breach Surge with Photon Repeater and see if it works, and then I'll show you why I think Loki's so good. Definitely needs more love. Zaku as well is an insane frame to take to level cap. You barely ever take any damage. You can just run around killing everything with your guns, or you can go invisible. So where's this augment? 400 repeater. Let's see how this gets on. So let's do Breach Surge with that and see how we get on. See if this Breach Surge will nuke with 400 repeater, and if it does, it's going to be absolutely hilarious. So what if I got Crepuscular? I don't want to go invisible, do I? Oh, yeah, we'll go invisible. That's what that was for, because we will take this dog. We'll go invisible. We'll give the dog some status chance. And we'll go invisible, and we'll nuke with Breach Surge and 400 repeater. See how we get on with that. Hopefully this will cause big explosions everywhere. If it does, I'll take it to level cap later on.
Troops, begin optimize.
Moment of truth. Not optimistic. I'm not optimistic it's going to work though. So we can go invisible, get a possibility up.
There's a heavy unit approaching.
That's quite funny. So let's do this. Jesus. What the hell happened there? Very interesting. The Tesla bank works better though than that. Try the dog. Try the dog with hot shot. So you'll stack hot shot up. See if that can help. Breach surge. I agree, grenades would be absolutely brilliant in this game. See how this gets on my armor strip. Well, that's pretty crazy, 137 million. $186 million. So you definitely have an ability to kill it only builds with this. And if you factor in the Scourge, we can make this headshot. So if we factor in the Scourge, we can make the Flechette Orb headshot. Don't know if it'll make the Photon. Yeah, if we throw this down like this, yeah, I'm going to throw this down. I'm going to throw this down. I'm going to throw this down. These will now headshot. The Flechette's hitting heads and scaling up that breach surge as well. See? We'll get a lot more damage there with that. We got vital on that dog. Yeah, we do. So, armor, headshot. Going for shot, more headshot. Other than that. Holy thousand. Dog stacking on stuff. What's going on? I know, good. Did I go stack watch on, get Tenacious Bond on research. So, research. Force headshots. Get orb. So that should bounce around the breach surge as well. Almost good.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Not as good as I thought we'd be. The Tesla bank were better, I think. But Loki, why is Loki so good? So, take Loki, look at this here. We can stack crazy hot shot quick with the dog, as we know. We can have orange crits, red crits here, permanent 3x critical multiplier, infinite. So our ability, if we take that off, where is it? That off, put that there, and then what else could we put in? Yeah, I agree, it's probably the funnest thing to do, is it? Do we need more strength? Probably not. Probably just duration. Where is it? Put that there, like that, and then, look at this immortal duration. Now we get 14 seconds of immortality, and it's doubled for our. Sorry, it's 14 seconds for our friends to be immortal, and we get how long's ours? Then we can put damage default on enemies. So look at this. See how long we get immortality for. Look at that. Straight out of health bar.
Stay focused. There's a heavy
Still
unit
immortal.
approaching.
But anytime that you lose your invisibility, cast that on an enemy, go immortal, then go back into invisibility. You get double layers of survivability, and the dog's proccing arcane second to fortify. So multiple layers of invulnerability here. So unpause these guys, look at this. Can't see us, wait till they can see us. Look at the crits we've got as well, red crits, and we've got 3x critical damage. More strength as well, we're invisible all the time. So look at this, they're going to see us, they're going to break this. Cast that, and look, we're immortal again. Still immortal. I can break it. So you could drop the invisibility if you wanted. The dog killed everybody. But, we've got permanent orange and red bits because the dog's stacking it up for us. On top of being immortal, anytime we switch with people. So where's the dog? We could switch with the dog too, probably. Let's see if we can. Making the dog immortal for a long time. So where is he? Yeah, look at that, the dog will be immortal now. There's the dog. Oh, can't switch with him. We can switch with his clones though, that's strange. Look at this. Strange. Did switch there. I'll show it right now if you want to see that Excalibur build. Where is it? Here it is. So, depending on how you feel about energy management, this is the mods. You want to have Arcane Strike in it too. Depending on how you feel about energy management, you can swap out Augmented for Arcane Energize if you want to. But typically, this is what I run at level cap. This is multiplicative damage, up to thousands of %. So that in conjunction with, where is it? condition overload on direct hits. So that's going to multiply your damage, and then that being stacked is going to multiply all melee damage as well. So, and then the survivability is coming from casting the one when you get in danger, and by the time the one's ended, that'll have refilled your shields, and you get 1.4 seconds invulnerability. So if you just, I don't know, take a picture of that and flex that for whatever you want. So that's it. Down here, I think this is the best way to have this as well, because the magnetic really helps tough guys at high levels. Oh, sorry, I was doing something there. What was that? Oh, right, the energy color, right? The energy color on here is going to be, oops, energy color here is blue, see? To keep everything electric. So, energy color is blue, then we've got a little bit of electric added in here. Magnetic, so we're going to be electric, magnetic. then Furious Javelin is going to be a multiplicative buff to all of our melee damage. So, you know, per enemy hits 15%, but does that scale in strength actually? So it's actually 36%. So this can get up to 1,000, you know, or like 1,300% multiplicative buff. So let's look at it over here. So we'll spawn in these guys here who put in more little minions, and let's look at the level of multiplicative damage we're going to get now. So we'll unpause them to get their minions in. So where's the little minions? They're spawning them in. See the little guys? Now we'll cast that. We've got a multiplicative buff of 1,166% damage. And looking at that, that's what that's going to do. Look at that. They even get an influence proc there. So spawn them in again. And we've got no combo built. We've got 5x combo actually. Multiplicative buff of 729%. And look at that. And again, if we get in danger, watch this. If we get in any sort of danger, we just the active. Yeah, you could use Arcane Hotshot if you want to use a Hound. So a Hound can keep Arcane Hotshot stacked if you want to. So if you feel like you don't need energy management and you wanted to put a bit of crit in, I was just testing to see how it is. It's pretty much redundant. I don't think we need it because the damage and the dots are so insane. Like, look at the Hound, he's stacked our Hotshot up very, very quickly. Where is he? Let's see how quickly he'll stack our Hotshot up for us. So 1,385% multiplicative buff. Now, are you stacking Hotshot yet? Can't tell if he's done it yet. Yeah, we got an orange crit, so he's stacking up Hotshot for us. Where's our Hotshot? Yeah, it's at 50 stacks, and he's just going to constantly keep it up. But to be honest, I don't think we need Arcane Hotshot. You could put in if you wanted to for even more damage. You could put in Arcane Fury. I would keep this open to either Energize, Fury, or Mult Augmented. And that's the 3 best choices here for Excalibur. So let's put on Fury and see the sort of damage we get. Or Arcane Aegis, that could work too. I tend to run Mult Augmented or Energize. Yeah, you could use Avenger too, you could. But the thing is, I don't think he even needs the added crit because he's just so strong already. You know, this multiplicative buff is just so fucking strong that nothing is going to stand in your way. Look at it. You know what I mean? Who needs crit? Look at this. Boom. Boom. Look at that. And then we'll pull in Xmas, guys. Look at this. Look at that. And then for survivability, look at that. Immortal. You're completely immortal. You just, if you consciously keep your eye on your shield, when it breaks, you cast your 1. Nothing is going to be able to deal with you. Look at that. Complete immortality. Such a broken frame. Now, we've got that multiplicative buff, not just to that. Our multiplicative buff is to all melee damage. 2 seconds, guys. So that's multiplicative to all melee sources. So that Furious Javelin is multiplicative to all of our melee damage. So, you know, you could run Excalibur if you want it. It's just somebody to buff melee damage. So let's pull out this. Let's see what sort of damage this does. Then we'll multiplicative buff it. And then you could just rely on surviving by casting that. You know, if you get hit by somebody, you cast that once, then jump. That's your shield gate. So, look at that. That's 3 million damage or whatever it was. Still got a multiplicative buff up? No, we don't think we do. So it's at 54 million. We got our buff up still. No, we don't have Furious Javelin up, I don't think. No, let's get Furious Javelin active. Right, Furious Javelin's active now. Look at that, 306. 510 million. Multiplicative damage buff. $429 million. So that's probably a higher number than Clervo can do. Let's put it to the test. Let's pull Clervo out and see if he can out damage Excalibur there. So, viral in the room, multiplicative damage buff. Just absolutely broken. 1,699 damage was that? Just absolute ludicrous. So if we pull out a Panzer now and gets the 12x combo, but you could just run Excalibur like this, you know, let's unpause these guys, keep our companion immortal, but not keep us immortal. So you got Excalibur out, got your multiplicative damage buff active, cast your one, the shield gate, jump in the air, slam. You could run him as just a melee platform like that. Let's get up to 12x damage combo and see how we do. Very true. So we have 12x combo now. What's that? 1,729,000,000. Almost damage capping. So I don't know if Clervo can do that damage with Manchester. Let's see how we get on. Now we're at 12x. 600 million there. X. Damage cap 2 billion. Multiplicative buff. So, you know, put it this way, everything in the game will die to that. Nothing will live. And again, if we pull out our Exalted Blade, this is going to kill level cap just as easily as that. You know what I mean? So the fact that he doesn't have the best crit chance, the fact he's got that level of status damage, look at it. He's going to kill his level cap effortlessly. Just an absolutely busted frame. Some of the easiest runs I've had at level cap have been with Excalibur. So, you know, keep Fury in if you want or not. Put in Energize if you want. Put in Multi-Augmented for the extra strength. You could do that. You know, Multi-Augmented for the extra strength can be nice. It's a free 60% strength, which is really nice for when we want to buff the stash chance even more. And if you just start playing Warframe and you're early in the game, if you can get 20 platinum and put Chromatic Blade on Excalibur and put on I pause and go Arsenal. There, triangle is it? I don't know what you mean to open the build screen. Triangle. Yeah, I open that and press triangle. This is on the PC, PlayStation though. Is that what you mean, triangle? So if you say you're a new player, let's look at this, right? Let's hypothetically say you're a new player and you're playing Excalibur. You don't have any of these. So if you drop, yeah, I'm on PS5. So let's say you're a new player and this is all you have Excalibur wise. Let's say this is your Excalibur. And you can get these mods and you're a new player. You put this in here. Let's get armor and health mods. You're a new player and you're going against... You've just started the game. And you can get these. This augment. And that augment. And say this is your build. You're at the very beginning of the game. Getting close to getting to Steel Path. You put that in. And that's normal flow. And this is normal... then it's just normal strength. And a bit of continuity. Where is it? And let's drop that. Put that there. We got normal flow? Yeah, we do. We've got normal flow. So pretend this is your beginning build. You've just started playing Warframe. If you fit this in an Excalibur here, and you've got this build, say you buy Melee Influence, and this is all you can fit. Let's see how this gets on, okay? Let's hypothetically, let's see how this gets on. Drop or crit, put that there. So this is a non-Steel Path build of Excalibur. Let's see how this gets on here. We got our electric, got Furious Javelin. Look at this as a base build that's not even optimized for Steel Path. Look at that. So, you know, that's a build that doesn't have any of the good mods in it. Got Spawn Rate, Furious Javelin, got electric damage in the build. And look at that. Not even a Steel Path build. Now let's unpause them. Now let's see if it can survive this. See how we get on. They're looking at us. We'll break our shields. Pass 1. And we've deleted the whole room and shield gated on a build that's made for normal star chart. Because we have Furious Javelin for that multiplicative damage. After 1. And the star chart build is killing Steel Path. Let's put against level 30s. Oh, wrong little bum. That's one. You know, you're going to just storm through everything. So, just a normal Star Chart Excalibur is going to have no problem getting through Star Chart. It's just merely influencing the augments to handle the whole of the game, really. Double cast one. So, again, I would just recommend this. And this. Oops. I think that's the best way to go. Cheers.